Seaton Mayhem, and I have been requested by one of my very first subscribers to my channel to do a talk about the murderer Christopher Watts, and to see what my opinion is, to see if I think he did it by himself or if he had a helping hand in the situation. I do know this case very well. I've got some information on my laptop which I'm going to read out. Before I continue though, please smash the like button, please smash the subscribe button, and comment down below what you think about this murder. Do you think he had any help, or do you think he did it by himself? Anyway, let's dive in. So the murders occurred on August 13th, 2018. While he was being interviewed by police, he admitted to killing his pregnant wife, Shannon Watts, by strangulation. And he killed their daughters, a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old, who died by asphyxiation due to smothering. Watts then disposed of his daughters' bodies in oil tanks and buried his wife in a shallow grave at his worksite. And he pleaded guilty on the 6th of November 2018 to multiple counts of first-degree murder as part of a plea deal with the death penalty when the death penalty was removed from sentencing. To be honest, he should go to death row for something like this, in my opinion. He took innocent lives, but that's just my theory, and he admitted to doing it as well. So he was sentenced to 5 life sentences without the possible of parole, 3 to be served consecutively and 2 to be served concurrently. So he's got no parole, which is always a good thing with people like this, but you know, that's it. Now I know a little bit about the background of this family. I think they met in 2010 and were married in Mecklenburg on the 3rd of November 2012, and they had 2 daughters, who I mentioned before. They lived in a 5-bedroom house in Frederick, Colorado, purchased in 2013. The couple declared bankruptcy in 2015. Chris Watts was employed by Anadarko Petroleum, so that's probably the way he disposed his daughters' bodies in oil tanks. Maybe he put them there because he was thinking at first, oh well, I can frame someone else who works there, someone who might have had a problem with the family, so they could go down for it. I don't know. Shannon was an independent representative for the multi-level marketing. At the time of her death, she was 15 weeks pregnant with a son who they had planned to name Nico Lee Watts. Her due date was January 13th, 2019. That's so sad. That is so sad. This case really does touch a place in my heart. It's so upsetting. So upsetting. And I know while he was with his wife, though, he was having an affair with Nicole Kessinger. She was 30. He was having an affair with her behind the back. I think personally that's why he did the murders. He wanted to start a new life with this woman. He wanted to raise a family with this woman. He wanted to marry her, and he thought, well, the only way out is to kill my family. I don't know. He had a screw loose, obviously, but she said she broke the silence about the affair, and she said he lied about everything. He's a liar. So what does that tell you about someone? If they're lying to you blankly about everything, they can't be honest with you, so how can they be honest with themselves at the same time? So that's just, it's insane. This case is insane. He even claimed the obsession with the mistress led him to do what he did. He was in love with this woman. And he confessed in 2019 that he was still in love with this woman. Love makes you do stupid things, I suggest. I guess, but this is just ridiculous to what he did. Personally, I do not think there was a helping hand in this murder. I think he did it by himself. I think he just snapped like that and took the lives without realising. So Shannon returned home from a business trip about 10 to 2 in the morning on August 13th, 2018, having received a ride from a friend and colleague. Nicole Atkinson. It's a different Nicole, it's not the same one. Chris was home with the children. Later that day, Shannon and the 2 children were reported missing by Atkinson, who had become concerned when Shannon missed a scheduled OB/GYN appointment and failed to return text messages. Oh, it's just weird. Atkinson notified Chris and called the Frederick Police Department. An officer arrived to conduct a welfare check about 20 to 2 in the afternoon. Chris, who had arrived home from work, talked with the officer and discussed ways to locate his missing family. During the welfare check, he gave the police officer permission to search the house, but none of the family was found. The searchers discovered Shannon's purse containing a phone and keys. Her car, which still contained the children's car seats, was in the garage. Her wedding ring was found on the couple's bed. So I bet he was trying to make it look like she had done a runner, basically, with her kids, to hide the truth of what he'd done. Chris gave interviews to Denver stations outside his house, pleading for his family's return. So he's playing along with it. He murdered his family and then I want to get away with this and to make sure I get my mistress. I'm going to pretend that the wife we had an argument, she's gone, she's done a runner, she packed up her stuff, left with the kids. This is just ridiculous. Stuff like this annoys me. It annoys me when, I don't think it's right when anybody gets murdered, but it annoys me more when kids are involved, if I'm totally honest with you. He got arrested on late August 15th, 2018. According to the arrest, Watts failed a polygraph test, but those aren't always genuine polygraph tests. I mean, if you're guilty about one thing, it can make you seem like you're guilty about everything and that you're lying. But I think in this case, he's very guilty of what he did, and he confessed to murdering Shannon. But if he hadn't confessed anything and he just went off the polygraph test, he could have gotten an innocent man, because it can happen. He asked to speak to his father before confessing. According to the affidavit, I don't know if that's how you say it, Watts was having an affair and claimed to have asked for a separation from his wife. During the investigation, he claimed Shannon had strangled the children in response to his request for a separation, and in fit of rage he strangled her. I don't think she would have killed the kids if she was, because I've seen videos of her with her family and I just don't get the feeling that she'd do that. I don't know though. To be honest, I think it was just him. I think he killed her and the kids, and like I said, he wanted to use a cover story that they had done a runner. That's what I'm getting. The authorities located the bodies of Watts' family on the property of the former employee on August 16th. Watts had been fired from his job on August 15th, the day of his arrest. The children's body were found in a hidden oil tank. Shannon was buried in a shallow grave nearby. 21st of August, he was charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder, including an additional 1 count per child, cited as death of a child who had not yet attained 12 years of age, and the defendant was in a position of trust, unlawful termination of pregnancy, and 3 counts of tampering with a deceased human body. Bail was set at $5 million, and Watts was held until he posted the required amount on September the 22nd. And on November the 6th, he pleaded guilty to the murders. The death penalty, though, was not put forward by the district attorney on the request of Shannon's family, who did not wish for any further deaths. Well, actually, yeah, you know what? Take back what I said before. I mean, no, he shouldn't go to death row. He deserves to stay alive and to live with the fact that he had killed these people. That's his punishment, to remember forever and feel guilty forever, because you just, it annoys me. It really does. On November 19th, Watts was sentenced to 5 life sentences, 3 consecutive and 2 concurrent, without the possibility of parole. He received an additional 48 years for the unlawful termination of his wife's pregnancy, and 36 years for the 3 charges of tampering with a deceased body. I really personally don't think the wife had anything to do with it. I personally think what I think happened was, when he asked for the separation, she got upset and wanted to leave. No, let me take that back actually. She got really upset, but they were in bankruptcy, weren't they? So I bet she could not leave if she wanted to. So in order to make sure he can get away from her, he killed her, and he obviously didn't want the kids because he wanted to start a new life, like I said, with this woman. So I think he killed the kids as well. Tried to dispose of the body, make it seem like she'd done a runner, and then finally admitted to doing it because he got caught out on the polygraph test. If they hadn't given him one, he'd probably still be out there doing whatever. But that's what I'm getting from this. That is what I personally think of this case. That's all I can say about it. I mean, that's what I'm getting from it. Oh, wait a minute. On that 8th March 2019, Watts told interviewers Celeste, his 3-year-old daughter, probably woke up to the sound of him pulling Shannon down the stairs. Watts placed the girls in the back seat and drove Bella, Celeste and Shannon to the oil site. Watts said he used Celeste's blanket to strangle her and then drop her into the oil tank. So he's admitting to doing it. He admitted to it. It wasn't his wife at all. It was all him. A total manipulator, I think, and controlling. And he felt like he needed to be in control of his life. And voila, did that to them. I really don't like this case. There's interesting videos. There's an interesting video on YouTube though, that when the police officers were looking through their house with the dogs, they went into, because it was a ghost video, they went into the child's room, right, and you can hear on there, because there were cameras, and you could hear on that camera that you can hear like kids' voices and her voice saying help us. So personally, that's what I'm getting from it though. That's what I feel. I just don't feel like she had any part in this whatsoever. I feel it was all him. And that's what I think on the case. That's my opinion. So thank you for the request, Paul. I really appreciate that. I really do like this case, even though it's a bit it's really heartbreaking to read, but I do find it interesting how somebody could just snap one day and commit all these murders. But that's what I personally think happened. He fell in love with another woman, wanted to get out. Shannon couldn't leave, I don't think, because she had, like I said, they were bankrupt. So he wanted to, so he killed her. Took off her wedding ring, left it on the bed. Then obviously thought, well, he said that one of his daughters saw him pulling her down the stairs. He's thinking, whoa, the kids could say to the police, I saw Daddy doing this, because they were only young. So he thought, oh, I better get rid of them as well. Silence the witnesses, and killed them with strangulation and stuff, and then tried to dispose of the bodies, and then make up a cover story. She got mad when I asked for the separation, and she left with the kids. And then found out that he actually did it. So it is interesting. It's very interesting. I hope you agree with my thing. What do you think though? Comment down below what you think on this case. It is a very interesting case. If you don't know this case, Google it or YouTube it. There's lots out there in this case, as it was only 2 years ago. It's very interesting though. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.